number 40, and then the system is multiplying it 40 times instead of 4. And that's why we had some outrageous numbers. I mean, I saw Red Shirt Friday reports of over $100,000 for one day. I mean, it was crazy. So I went in there one day and spent an entire day going through every chapter in this country. I probably didn't catch them all, fix them all, because I was just looking at the Red Shirt Friday stuff. There's probably some other things where mistakes were made with this arrow thing. But it's very important at the chapter level that you make sure that it's individual hours, not the whole group's hours, okay? Please keep that in mind. So that being said, after I corrected everything, we're more back in sync where we were for the past years. And I'll give you the top 5 departments reporting numbers as of Tuesday night, okay? Florida's at number 1 with 4.751 million. You got Ohio at number 2 with 3.922 million. Then Indiana at 2.794 mil. Then Missouri at 2.525 mil. And Michigan at 2.29 mil. The other departments are doing very well for their size. I mean, all in all, we're killing it with reporting compared to any of the other family members. The Suns, I know they like to brag on their numbers, and I am a Sun. Here in Florida, we do kick ass. Florida produces more than half the nation's programming numbers, but they can't come close to us. If you take the body count that we have versus what the Suns have in this country, man, they're 10 times bigger than us, but we out-report them by 3 times. So be proud of yourselves. You all are doing one hell of a job. I'm going to step back on Red Shirt Friday thing for one moment. You guys can continue reporting as it's been given to you now, 8 hours per person, no mileage, no cost donations, no money laid out, no money taken in. But know this, it is in the works to change that policy. Hopefully by convention, we're going to have something in black and white. We're going to change that because it's distorting our numbers, and we just believe it's not. It's being overused. It's being overused and abused. So we want to change that. All right. Department second vices. I was going to do this earlier, but due to the fact that we had problems with communications, I was dealing with a guy in France who's running this whole system. It's communicating by email only. Now it's being shifted back here to the States with Calandra at AMVETS up at DC or PA, wherever they're going to be. Anyway, she's going to be taking over this system. She will be the one that has the authority to give you department second vices, access to your whole department, and editing. I'm going to get you all editing, but I'm going to wait till after elections. We'll do this because I know all of our elections are coming up. I don't want to do it right now, and then we got to delete some of those people and put new people in. So after we get our elections done in June and all the revals come in, I'll get the information from these guys, and I will get all of you your access with edit capabilities, because I don't want to have to police the whole damn country. That's a lot of people. That's no fun. So I want you guys to be able to do it yourself, and I'm sure you'll appreciate having that authority there. So that's really about all I've got. You guys got any questions for me on any of this stuff? I know this is everybody comfortable with this system now? You all got it going and you're working it okay, or is anybody having problems? No noise is a good thing. No comments is good, I guess. All right, well, that's my report. Thank you very much. I think I took your paper.
All right, Judge Advocate, do you have a report?
I have a report in the booklet, and I would ask that you accept it as written.
Yep. We're not, should we accept them all at the end, or do you want it, because we didn't want it?
What are we gonna do?
Let's do it all at the end.
Okay.
Okay.
My report is in the book.
Okay. Treasurer report?
My report's in the book.
Okay. Sergeant of Arms, do you have a report?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Media past president.
I do got a couple things I'd like to say.
Well, let's get up here and say them. then ask because Chief is here, we can ask him if he wants to come. Okay, perfect.
Okay, everybody remembers me, I hope. I look a little different. My beard's a lot shorter. There's a couple things that I noticed out here while I was attending this mid-year, and it's kind of like the same old song and dance. Not so bad anymore, but a little bit. I see chapters sitting with chapters. Mix it up. Go talk to somebody else. There's a lot of knowledge in this room. And if you're new, go talk to somebody else besides the people that you see every day. You know, get to meet people, learn ideas, and share. Okay? If your president can't, your department presidents, gosh, is this on wheels?
Yes,
If your if your department presidents can't make it, that should go on down the line to get somebody here to represent your state. President can't make it, you go to the first vice. If he can't make it, you go to the second. So on, and if the chaplain needs to come, send the chaplain. We need somebody to represent you guys. That's important. I don't know if you guys have been to my meetings. It's the same old song and dance I throw out every time. But it's needed to say, we have new members. And you older members that's been here and done that, look them up. You see a face you don't recognize, go talk to them. It's important. Now, as a past president and the latest past president, I was in charge of getting the next mid-year. And we're making a proposal to the membership for a vote, correct?
Recommendation to the board.
Sorry?
Recommendation to the
A
board.
recommendation to the board.
From
The floor, I said.
We got to.
But, yeah, you had as many strokes as I've had. But what I'm saying is, we picked Ohio 2256 for recommendation. I would like that gentleman to come up here and say a few words about his post and just sell yourself. Yeah, there was multiple bids. Missouri 113 put in a bid, and that's from my home state. I could have rode 30 minutes and been there. But I believe these people have a better for everybody. So, and it's not too far from my house either. So, it'll make a good day. Come on up, introduce yourself, and tell them what you got. Sell yourself.
Yeah, he wants me to sell myself. So first off, I'd like to thank 78 for hosting. You guys did a great job, so thank you. All right, so chapter 2256 humbly comes in front of you to ask for your nod for 2025 mid-year. We are in Circleville, Ohio, just about 30 minutes south of Columbus. We have 10 sprawling acres. We're going to have 120 primitive camping spots. We do have hotels in the area. We will negotiate price. We have a lineup of some entertainment, a couple of bands. Again, if we get the nod, we'll cement all that information. We also are going to be having food. And we have a hall that serves 500 people. We can actually split it and go with 200 and 300. We have the post commander at 2256 has given us an overwhelming support. So has the executive board. We do have a lineup of some entertainment to kind of help people do some camaraderie. We're going to do something called the Rider Olympics, where we're going to have several games. Like a pool tournament, dart, shuffleboard, things of that nature. And we're going to have that over the couple of days to try to keep people engaged. have a good time. And again, we will have some folks coming in and providing some entertainment. So again, respectfully request your nod for this for 2025. Yes, thank you. The food will be provided by the Post. We are making some fundraising, so hopefully it'll be zero cost to everybody. That good? Ma'am?
RC 44, chapter 44, Florida.
Okay.
What is the local airport to your location?
Columbus Airport. Yep. Sir?
Can we have Jim's full fish thing and good thing? That was great.
They're holding it, we aren't. They've got some games lined up, I think.
We do have some games. Any other questions? Sir? This is going into, we've been a chapter for 2 years. This is our second year. We have been blessed and we are going to do a department ride for the Department of Ohio. So we've got a lot of good people. Great chapter, doing a lot of good things. Anybody else?
I think you did a good job.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Sir.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Tom. Question?
As for being on the PAP committee, I make a motion to the body that we hold the next mid-year rally at 2256 Ohio Circle Building.
I second that.
Does Farmington have someone here who wants to speak, or? do
They
have a
don't.
rep? They don't?
They don't. Okay, we got a motion and a second on the floor to go to 2256 for the next mid-year. That'll be 2025, correct? All in favor, say aye.
Discussion?
Oh, discussion? I thought we just did that.
Somebody asked what the date was.
The date, that's a good question. When is the date?
Hasn't been said
Yeah,
yet.
and it's the date yet.
Be determined. We don't have a date yet.
To be determined, the date. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. It'll be at 2256. Thank you all.
Thank you, John. All right, Chaplain, do you have anything?
You want me to go over the scholarship?
Yes, please. We're gonna do it all at once.
All at once?
Yep.
Okay. So I do have a report in the book, you can look at that. Also, Gold Star Committee met. We actually raised, $1,700 today in our committee meeting.
Very good job.
There were a lot less people in there, so I think we can do better in this room, right? But that's moving forward. If you got any questions about that, meet me personally. I'd love to talk to you about it. Scholarships. We started the scholarship fund with the intention of giving away 5 scholarships a year. First couple years we got 1 and 2 scholarships, so we dropped it to 3. It's been growing and growing. This year we had 6. It's the recommendation of the committee, the scholarship committee, to fund all 6 scholarships this year and move hold on, Danny. Then next year, we're going to start giving out 5 scholarships, and that's a hard number. We will not give 6, we will not give 7, we'll give 5. If we get 6 scholarships, somebody has to get rejected. Or some chapter out there can pick it up and they can fund it. Okay? But this year, we want to do all 6. Next year, we're going to limit it to 5. That's the recommendation of the scholarship committee. Yes, Danny.
Second, Florida.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Tommy? Okay.
And it's 5 from here on out, right?
Yes.
Right, right,
As long as we have funds to
right, right. And then if for some reason we have this huge windfall of money and we want to raise it to 10 scholarships, that's fine. But right now it'd be 5. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, so yeah, there have been some changes because we've changed the date of mid-year. We're gonna change the deadline for the scholarships to January 1. That way, we know that they're in plenty of time. Doesn't matter when mid-year is, and we don't have to change it every year. So January 1, get them in. Anything else? Did I forget anything? Yes.
Chairman, I got a quick question for you. I know I talked to you about my granddaughters there. January 1, that sounds great and all that, but I know in my instance with my granddaughter, she won't even be enrolling to her school until January 1st to get her credentials that you would need for that application. Is there some way we could work with that?
Yes, I will look at we will look at the scholarship application and see what we need to modify to accommodate that situation. Okay?
Thank you.
Yes.
I put here from publication that works, instead of January 1st, if we move out and leave and back and leave something.
Well,
Anyway,
February.
for that whole holiday area thing, and then I'm doing, I can't hear you back here, so I'm not even speaking at that.
No, his question was about people who aren't enrolling until spring. But that's a good point too. I'll tell you what we'll do. We will look at the date and we'll get it out to you in plenty of time to apply.
The only reason I say that is January 1st, a lot of people are going on Christmas, we're probably putting some mistakes.
You're right, you're right.
That's just my opinion.
We will look at that. All right, that's it. Thank you very much.
Great. Publications, can you please start this? Oh, sorry. Oh, publications, do you have anything you'd like to, sorry. I'm getting confused with all of our changes, yes.
My publication report is in the book. You'll see website traffic. I kind of monitor that. I encourage you all to go out there. All the forms that you're talking about, they are on the website. If you have any additions, things, subtractions, things I've got wrong about your department, your state, your chapter, please just email me and I'll fix it. Thank you.
All right, communications officer, Sip.
I do have a report in the book. I just want to talk about social media policy. It is on the website. It's on the Facebook page. Be mindful of the social media policy. Remember, you are representing this organization. When you got your vest on, be appropriate. What you put on Facebook, people get to see. So just be mindful of that, monitor yourselves. If you put it on the national page, if we need to, we may have to take it down. We don't like doing that, so just be mindful of what you're doing. Also, by July 1st, we need the nominations for Rider of the Year, Supporter of the Year, Department Rider of the Year. Those forms are also on the website and under the Publications tab. Any questions? That's it, right.
All right. And when you're thinking about that, think about the people that, we're talking about those awards, there's people working really hard in your chapters and in your departments. Let's recognize them, get them in, and so that we can recognize them on the convention floor. All right, I'm going to bring Polly back up, our treasurer.
How'd that feel?
I cuss in Spanish, but they probably understand me down here.
That's good.
Oh, I forgot, this is Lower Alabama, not really Florida. So. I'm sorry, honey. We'll talk about it tonight. So anyway, in your books is the 2024 to 2025 budget. The National Limits Riders fiscal year is July the 1st
through June 30th. So we are currently in the 2023 to 24 annual year. Most of you know me. I've been around 4+ years. This is, I believe, the 5th budget that I have developed, printed. It has been the last 4 or 5 years of knowledge, and I know what we spend, how we spend it, where we spend it. We did make some changes in here, which that we feel are vital. We cut back on I cut back on some expenses, but for those of you that maybe didn't look at it, real quick, the main changes from this budget to years in past have been how much money we provide to our past national presidents. 1, 2, John is still in the immediate PMP, still on the e-board. Don's here, I didn't see the blue. Where's Don? Don just left. But anyway, we have 3 PMPs here right now. Once these gentlemen are off the board, kind of like back in the day when they began the organization, there was no budget. Our predecessors, our leadership, they spent all their money out of pocket from 2006 through, what? Yesterday? Our leadership has spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to create what we see now. And it's taken blood, sweat, tears, fights. I heard pistols almost drawn in Kentucky once. I mean, I've heard a lot of stories from our PMPs. These guys and ladies and gals have done a great job. So I have increased our line items for our PMPs up to $750 per event, mid-year, rolling to remember, and our conventions. We need to make sure we financially support our leaderships, our guys that have been in a position to come back, to keep advising us. If you've seen the blue hats, they're constantly moving, they're constantly talking, they're constantly advising, they're constantly answering questions, they're constantly in and out of our ears, blah, blah, blah. Invaluable. That is the main change to this budget than I've had for the last 5 years. Question in the back, Danny? Hello? Can you hear me now? Danny, I got a sound system.
Now it's working.
Danny, it's working. I guess somebody just needs to know how to use it. Thank you, sir.
Boys, going to remember, right?
Yes, sir.
Last year, the PACT Act.
Okay. I know, but we're not on that right now. We're on the budget. We can talk about that, but
Without us, we would have never passed that.
yes, I get it, Tommy. I get it. Well, we'll talk. So it's in here. I need a motion to accept this budget. We have a motion from Hambone, Florida. We have a second from Randy, Ohio. Any questions about this budget? Any questions about the budget? Any questions about the 2024 to 2025 budget? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? No. Thank you. Is that Danny?
It's always fun. Okay, now I'm gonna bring up Jim, our judge advocate.
Okay, we're gonna get in sync here. I apologize, this is probably my fault that we're out of sync the way we are, but we've got a lot of new people in places. What I need to touch on, bear with me. In our book, and I always put this in our mid-year book, is our convention rules for 2024 in Springfield. We don't need approval of them today, but I put them in there. I want you to look at them. We can discuss, does anybody think there ought to be changes to our convention rules? The only real changes that have been to our convention rules since I've been doing this since 2012 is the language that we now will vote a secret ballot. It's really been the only change in the last
2012. Anybody see anything that needs change in our convention rules? If not, this will be put out 30 days prior to convention. We will ask you at the opening of our convention in Springfield to approve our convention rules before we do anything. Anybody have any issues with our convention rules in the past? Any changes you would like to consider? Again, we're not, unless you want to change something, we can talk about that today, and if it's consensus, I can make the changes, and then it'll be approved at a later date. Everybody good with that? I think the secret ballot has worked out well. Probably should have done that a long time ago. We did it a couple years ago. Back to our SOP now. I want to cover that a little bit. We've been talking a long time. They are required this year. We're not going to get around it anymore. I understand we probably only have about half of what we need right now. However, we are still going to require them. We will work with you. What we're doing this year is pushing to where when you revow, you do not have to send your SOP and your 990 in with your revow. We will have them, we will provide the first vice, I gotta stop and think here now, Holly, with a list of who is in good standing. I will provide a list of SOPs to Polly. When he gets your revow, if you're not on that list, Polly's gonna call me and said, I need an SOP for chapter X or department Y or whatever. Same way with the 990s. He'll do the same thing. That will simplify it for everybody, including you. So when you revow, have that piece of paper with you when you do your elections. Sign it, put your copies, kick it off. Don't need to attach anything to it. Just get it done, and we'll take care of it. Going back to, we will work with you. So I think I'd like to announce today at this point, I have gotten approval from the board to appoint a couple deputy judge advocates to work with me here for a while to get, there's going to be a lot of stuff hitting us. We have a lot of hearings to deal with. We have a lot of SOPs to deal with. So at this time, I'd like to announce that Jason Dolph, stand up Jason, and Shannon McNamara will be my deputy judge advocates. They both accepted. Jason's been involved for a long time. Shannon's doing a great job in Florida, so you'll be talking to them a lot probably on your SOPs. We're going to get it split up, but we're not gonna not revow anybody because you don't have an SOP. Write it on a bar napkin, send it in, and we'll fix it later. But we will be requiring them. So anyway, thank you guys for both accepting.
Thank you.
The other thing I want to deal with here is we had an SOP that we approved last year at convention. We beat it to death yesterday. It had to do with, and I'm going to read what it was. You may only hold a writer's chapter office at the chapter located at your parent organization's post. It's been a nightmare, even though it was approved 6970 to 1. It's been a nightmare. I'm going to ask for a motion to kill that. Take it out as an SOP. Who made the motion?
Dan from Ohio.
Have a second? Any further discussion, even though we beat this to death yesterday? Any further discussion? It was, you may only hold a writer's chapter office at the chapter located at your parent organization's post. It's just that simple. You cannot be an officer in someone else's post in that writer's chapter. It's, I don't know, it was passed anywhere, nationwide. Well, it created a lot of problems. So, 50 minutes yesterday, we beat this up. Most of y'all were here, so I have that motion. That is what I've asked. We have the motion second. Any further discussion? We shouldn't need to discuss this much because we killed it yesterday.
State 61, I know that I brought on board yesterday, but I wanted to give the people who worked here yesterday. I just want to make sure you understand that if we continue with the SOP article the way it is written, we will have chapters that follow. 61 is one of them. My first class was another chapter. The second class was another chapter. I'm sorry, post. And my JA as well. So, when we only have so many people that will willing to stand up and present. So, just so you, those of you who weren't here yesterday and listened to my mouth, that's the way it is. There are others in the room that are in the same boat.
We pretty well beat it to death so far. Two more and then we're shutting this down. Back. You're a member, you're an officer in two different chapters?
One's a post, one's a chapter.
Hold it down, let him talk.
That's what it's saying you can't do. No, we're killing that motion. We're killing that. I asked, the motion is to kill it. One other quick thing. Is that it? All right, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor? Aye.
That was resounding.
Okay, I got one other thing to cover here.
Hold it down.
Two other things, I'm sorry. SOPs, we are allowed to generate SOPs at every meeting. Are there any new SOPs any of you feel we need to instigate or develop at this point? We can do it today, be done with it, and move on, or are we okay with what we currently have? National SOPs, no more. Okay. The last thing is the CBL. You're all pretty much aware of how that works. I've already seen one come across today that's coming. So the deadline for the CBL is going to be early this year because convention is early this year, early August. So 30 days prior to convention is the deadline to have me any resolutions you want included in the system. 7th, 8th, what's the first Saturday in?
July.
It's first week of August this year, convention's early. So the deadline would be like the 8th, 9th, whatever our Saturday, what's that Saturday, 9th? 10th? So 30 days prior to that is the deadline to get me resolutions. And don't do like one of my good old friends used to do, send them to me at 11 o'clock on that last day. He was notorious for that.
It's the first week of August, the 3rd?
Starts, yes. Convention's early this year. So 30 days prior, I need all your resolutions in through the proper channel, signed and all that. And we will include them and they will be mailed out 30 days prior to convention for you to review. Any questions on CBLs, how to do them? None? All right, that's all I have. Do you want me to ask for, accept all the reports? We have a motion to accept all reports.
Second.
Have a second, have a motion and a second. Do we miss anybody that's got a report they gotta do? Okay, all in favor to accept all the reports? Aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, we're done with that.
All right, so we're gonna move on to unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business? Anybody? Any unfinished business? Hearing none, we'll move on to new business. Oh, we do. Go ahead.
Robert the Mayor from Georgia. chapter 12. I'd like to give Jeremiah one more chance to the Gold Star families. Half the people, well, this morning we had 25, early this morning. And you're right, we have a lot more than 25, there's over 75 people here. Just for him to explain DC with the Gold Star families, and maybe we can generate a little bit more funding for it.
We could do that in new business. or you want to do
That's
it
okay
now?
with the board.
New business.
New business. Yeah, we can do it under new business. That's fine.
Well, that'll be quick. We're gonna move on to new business, since there's no unfinished business. Jeremiah, can you come on up and?
All right, thank you for that break.
Yeah.
So, everybody knows, I've talked about this a lot, about the Gold Star fundraiser, all the things we do for Gold Star mothers, wives, families, over Memorial Day weekend. It takes a lot of money to do what we do. We get buses, we've got a banquet catered, we have to rent a hall, all those things. Like I said earlier, we're looking at close to $15,000 what it's going to take this year. I think right now this year we've raised 9,000, somewhere around 9,000. So we do need more money. I know everybody here should have gotten the sponsorship form already, and hopefully your chapter, post, business, friends, family have made a donation. If not, it's not too late. Like I said, in the Gold Star Committee meeting, I put it out, any chapter presidents, department presidents that have a discretionary fund without needing approval, if you want to make a donation today, we'd be happy to take it. And in that meeting, we raised $1,700. So if anybody wants to give today or wants to make a commitment, we'd be happy to take that. Does anybody have any questions about where the money goes, what we do, how you can be involved? Anything? Anything? I don't see a lot of money flying up here. That's okay. Yes?
I would just like to say, if you're going to Rolling Remember and you've got a back seat with nobody on it, reach out to Jeremiah, because they're always looking for bike seats to ride these Gold Star mothers, and it's a very rewarding and amazing experience.
That is true. And if you don't want to do that, use your back seat to bring a friend to help work the parking lot.
There you go.
Exactly. Yes, Tom?
Back to what I was saying before about the PAC Act last year. We were 17 votes short of the PAC Act. 17 votes short. And then, because we did what we did, the following week, we raised the most money for the VA ever because of who we are. So, if we get it down to Memorial Day weekend and support the Gold Star mothers, Blue Star mothers, and everything else that we do, bring it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the time. Please be involved. Anybody else?
Yeah, one over here.
Yes?
078 would like to donate to us.
All right, we'd like to take it. Do you have somebody over here? No? Okay. Anything else? We'll walk away now.
Okay, is there any other new business? Polly?
Oh, goodness. Oh, new business.
Yes.
Kurt.
It's time.
It's time. Okay, so here's the deal. A big, obviously, thank you for those of you who have sold raffle tickets. Why am I coming up here? I wanted to. I feel short. I feel short.
So wait and see.
So,
Before we do this, guys, anybody has not gotten their raffle ticket for this very nice four-wheel drive dump trailer, UTV vehicle, 900cc motor worth $9,000.
I want one.
Last chance to get your ticket, $20.
Put your ticket right on top.
come on up.
It was good. Let's do it.
No, I'm trying to stay out of the way.
If you win it, you don't want it, you can always raffle it off with your post and your chapter and have the money for your department and chapter.
I know. Yeah. They won it in a row. Raffle off everybody.
So you guys all know this money helps fund national department here. Do scholarships. So this goes to scholarships. I'm sorry. So this goes to scholarships. We did very well with it this year. We met our goals, what we had hoped to raise on it.
Are you gonna put that in there?
Yes, I will when I get the other
Jeremiah,
one.
you better
Yes,
start telling
yes,
all
I
these people
will.
buying raffle tickets and stopping at your post right there so that they can be dropping money off for the Gold Star Mother. They're flying up here.
We're gonna go ahead and take a 15-minute break. You can use the restrooms right here to the side if you need to, while we get this taken care of. You can't go outside, but you can use the restrooms in the room. Can I do my?
Ticket.
No, that is really.
You got another one?
Yeah.
Hey! Thank you. Good luck. You? Oh, no, no. That's yours. Need your name.
You would've got it now, right? Would've got it now, right? I don't need those.
Because it runs through national. Check him, but I will give you.
Is there anything on me that you see that's big?
No.
I don't know, does she like shots?
Anybody else need a ticket?
There you go.
Just text me, tell me who you are, and then I will get you. We're going to make the check out to you. Mail it, all that.
These are all tickets that you can
I woke up at 5 a.m. I took a short nap, and then I took another short nap. Well, I eat my leftover meat, so we got to keep that. Apparently oysters are very filling.
You're hungry again. You're like, I'm still hungry.
I just ate them. No, I didn't.